Drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
Hello and welcome to Edupedia world.
So till now we have seen how do we display in this table. So we'll go here. In the detail view itself, we have a bar which has approve, reject and forward. So this text is coming from I18 file. So when we talk about I18 file, that is a resource file which is located here. So we'll see these functions: handle approve. So we'll copy this handle approve and we'll go to my detail controller, and in this detail controller we can find that function. So it is saying show approve reject dialog approve. So there is a generic function which is being written here, show dialog reject dialog box. So once we go there, so how do you go? Control and over that function and click it. It will be taking you to that particular function. So it will check the mode which you have sent. Then it will check the binding context of that, and the selected one, it will be removed. So bundle dialog text will be coming for the confirmation, and the busy dialog title and the success message, confirm message. We are getting the messages over here, and then here it's a dialog box, SAPUI5 dialog, title and content. So in this content we are displaying that confirm message, whatever the message it is, and then if it is for the reject text will be coming here, and if it is confirm text will be coming here. And so there is a style sheet being added to this. So how do we add style sheets in JS? So we have add style class and class name, comma new m.text area. So if there is any placeholder, it comes here, and the content width is 30 rem. So there's a width of the dialog box, and then left panel is closed. So whatever you do, it will be closed, and once you press the right button, that is confirm. So after close, what is happening? It is rejecting. So this is a return log, like we have seen, right? Like in action button, when we have release or confirm, that time we are getting the model, and then this model we're getting the data from this model, and we are getting the old collections which is already existing, and we are trying to give the new collection. So how are we gonna give collection? We are taking out that particular ID from the list. So whatever you select in the detail page, that is being removed, and new collection will be appended to the model, and the data is set. So and the data selected detail, so it will refresh. We are calling this particular select detail event so that it can refresh the page. So this is what we are doing. We have written a generic function where you can do this. Okay, similarly, if it is reject also, the same thing happens. But for forward, we have recipients. We can have a logic, like suppose forwarding also, you can trigger one RFC which is already existing in the SAP standard RFC. You can call it and you can send emails through that RFC. So as of now, we're just confirming the message. That's it. Your PO has been forwarded. So this is what we have. When we do forward, we get the list of recipients, so we can select that and we can do some thing and you can write something and you can, yeah, your purchase order has been forward. You can forward that, and the same thing which is approve, can approve. So this particular should be refreshed. So, and you go back, that particular one. So pull down to refresh is also is like this. So you just drag down. So the 8 I'm going to release, reject. So 8 have been rejected. This has been refreshed. Okay. So the first one is automatically selected. So once I release this particular 11, I'll try to approve it. Approve dialog box, 11, right? See, it is going to the next. It's been selected. So it has been removed from the list. So this is what the functionality is, and when we click on this, to be navigating to this detail page. Now we'll see how the navigation is done from detail page to line item. So that we can see over here. Detail page, and that is called line item Myrouter.xml has been called. So we'll close others. So in detail controller, so once we click on handle tab select, so it is going to that particular detail page, and type is XML, and the content is added to that item. So item is nothing but, yeah, here it is, it will be navigating to the detail. We have to go to this here, and navigation property we have to check. So controller, yeah, item press is here only. So we're getting the S path of that particular row which has been selected, and then we are trying to form an SID to that particular S path, and then we are sending it to the detail page. Detail.this ID and then line item ID. We are sending across. So once we send across, then we will be receiving it in controller, line item controller here. Here we'll receive. So line item controller. So this is what we instantiate for routers. So in this detail ID we will receive, and O model also will get an S path. So S path, here will get path and etc. And check if the selected page exists. Okay, this is the router path, my nav2 without hash. And This is how the detail page gets the model. You get the set binding context, so the binding context will be set to this particular view, and we'll see what is written in the view. So now other view, so we usually take pages. So in the page we have declared the title for this item title, and then we have object header, number unit, and then we have attribute text for product name which we want to display, and we have taken a simple form where we are displaying the plant labels and the values. Plant SAPUI5. This is hard coded, but you can pull it from any service. So it's label street, and text is so and so, and city Waldorf, country is Germany, and we can have the header for list, etc. And the things which we are binding is project order ID, amount, and currency number, code, and product name which we are binding. And if you want anything to be binded or anything to be added, we can do accordingly. This is what the line item is all about. So line item, and there is a refresh function which has been written when we want to refresh the data, and even on before show we are setting the binding context. That's it. And the nav back, when we press this nav back, we are going to that particular function and we are doing it. So now we'll see this in a desktop view, and then we'll see how the overall functionality is working. So we'll try to put it in this way, and I'm going to start with Index.html. So once I refresh, it's going to come. So are we going to shift from the local? So local we have already started, but we haven't added this project. So we're going to add this project to the local so that it runs faster, even because if we run from remote system, it depends on the internet speed. So we're going to run on server, so it will ask this, and I'll say finish, choose an existing server, and it is going to take a few seconds, and then it's get updated. Ask to restart. Yes, I want to restart, and then you can see this. So it started. So again we'll start. Not a problem. It's starting. Synchronized. Started. So I'm going to copy and paste that link, local link. Where is this? And it is approve purchase orders. Yeah, this is coming from the local. So local also, it should work the similar way. So we have 3 different tabs, and we have to navigate for this particular line item to the next. Yeah, it has been navigated. See, approve and reject button goes off. Then we go back, and if we want to approve it, approve to 3,03,000, yes, it is updated, and the 3 next one has been selected already. Okay, this is how you have. And then filtering option also should work, and the quantity, and you see OK, then quantity, yeah, ascending. If you want a descending order for this, you can have this. See, it is changed now. Yeah. So we'll try to run this application in tablet, iPhone. So how we're going to run this, and if I want to refresh this page also, you can refresh. Just refresh the 3,02,000 detail, then it shows an error, so you can't refresh it because it says some file not found. So once you do this, so refresh doesn't work, so we have to handle that refresh. So I'm going to select the model now. We have already seen in iPhone, right? But again we'll start with iPad 3.4. So this is how, after selecting the device, you have to refresh again. So that it automatically gets popular. See, there's a difference. See, the text size. Earlier the text size was different, now the text size, see. So this particular CSS gets appended. So if you want to see that, you have to go to sources. So SAPUI5 okay. And CSS is normal CSS, styles.css, which we have written, our local one, but the resources has some pretty fancy CSS too, which comes with a theme, and that you can see like this. So library.css. So if you go here, if you want format, you have to format here like this. Click on this, let's get formatted. See, let's get formatted, and you can see the CSS. See, sap.m, all sap.m. These are all CSS files. Classes, you can say CSS classes. So which is already there. Okay. There is some 7,000, almost 10,000 lines of CSS. So if you want, you can check each one, but whatever is required, you can have a look once. If you want to override those CSS, you can write that in here. Suppose I want to override this particular CSS, I want to do. So right click, inspect element, and this is particular CSS. So this is CSS you want to override. Let's copy, and then what the CSS we have to check. So text max line, text client line. So I want to check this one. See, this particular CSS, I want to check the font size to big. See, there's a big, right? So I want to put this type of font size here. If I want to, then I have to override this. So I'll just copy this, and I'm going to place it in my styles.css. But it's recommended not to overwrite that particular CSS which is already existing, but we can do some other way to work around. So it's synchronized. So I'm going to refresh this. So once I refresh, it's not updated still. So we'll see our CSS has been updated or not. That is the first thing which we have to check. CSS, yeah, it is updated with 3.5 RM. So I'll remove that. Yeah, I'll right click this. So still this one is but 3.5 RM we have written, but it is not overwritten, right? Styles.css line number 4, right? So how do you do that? So I'll go to IDE and I'll say here, if you say $important, then it is going to take $important, it is going to take. So I'm going to refresh this page. See, now it has been updated. See, your styles.css has been updated 3.5. Like this, you can make changes for that particular thing. But whenever you use this type of title, to that particular title, this particular CSS will be used. So if you want to have a generic only to this particular title, then we have to write a generic CSS. So you need to know CSS for that. So how to write a generic CSS is, you have to take an ID or class to this particular detail. So we have to take an ID for that. So we have to go to, suppose, detail XML, right? So detail XML, so where we are putting the ID for this, right? So object header. So I'm gonna have a generic ID for this. ID is something like detail ID, the ID I'll put, not DID doesn't sounds good. So detail object header, obj HDR. So I'm going to copy this, and first I'm going to run the application, and I'm going to see like what dynamic ID it is going to generate. Yeah. So it is already existing, right? So I'm going to remove that first. Right click this, and this is the particular ID. It is our ID, yes, objr header, yeah, it is coming, yes. Okay, so either we can take ID or we can take class also. So I'll try to take class here, and then I'm going to refresh this. So once we refresh, so I'll go to this style.css. I'll add my class over here. Yeah, and I'll remove it important. I'll see. So here I have to give the space and save it. And once we save, we're gonna refresh this particular. You see, still it is coming. See, let's say it's a style. So now, have you seen the difference? Style.css, this particular. There is no important. We don't need any important. So this is how we write a generic CSS. Or you want to have to this for this 2.5, and the color you want to have something called blue. Color you want to have blue. You can have blue color. This color will be displayed. So you can save it and you can refresh. Once you refresh, see the blue color had come. So this is how you write a generic. So obj header is yours. So that is your generic one. If you overwrite this SAPUI5 title, then it will affect everywhere. So that is not correct way to do it. This is how you write it. So overall, this is an end-to-end development of SAPUI5 application. Once you see the screenshots, you'll be trying to see how you're gonna achieve that in every format, and this is how you're gonna test it. So from the browser level only you can do testing. Any Kindle also you can have, and see Kindle looks like this. So you can refresh. See, this is how it works in Kindle. So every device is available to you, and you can test it, and you can make changes accordingly, and you can fix bugs. This is what it is. So end-to-end development, what we have seen so far is approve, reject, purchase order, approve and reject. So the functionality is approve, reject and forward. So this is what we have done, and we have seen all this whenever we click on any of the device, that particular screen size is coming up, and then we can see like, okay, this Amazon Kindle Fire has this type of screen, and it looks like this over there. So similarly we can check in BlackBerry as well. So BlackBerry like this it is. So when you click on this, it comes, and we have to refresh all the time when we change the device, so that you can get the accurate result. So this is how it works in BlackBerry Z, and so when you go back, this is how it is. So once we click on this, then there's a recipient dialog box which is being loaded. So you can select in the source. So there are a number of views. So we have controls, all the things. So util folder, the format and the model, and then the styles.css. Styles.css for the beautification. This is all about SAPUI5 end-to-end development. Similarly, this is the mock data, and we can change the mock data to a service URL when you have. You can refer OData example, like OData session, how we have done that. So we can make use of that OData thing over here, and we can place it. So basically, whatever we see screens, we have tried to replicate it in your application. If it is not achievable, that particular control, then you have to go with the custom control. So the custom controls are two types. You can refer that custom controller session. So where we can already existing control we can extend, or we can have our own custom control. So this is all about.
Thank you for watching Edupedia World. Stay tuned for more videos.